with Highland Fitness for the trainer tip number 2. We're going to go focus on the Piriformis this week, which attaches from the head of the hip capsule into the sacrum and kind of can pull in the back. 85% of people with back problems, a lot of times this is the culprit. It can also flip the hips from one side to the other. So if you are having any kind of, it doesn't feel quite right, your hips, one feels not the same as the other one, it might be this, and try some of these stretches and see how it feels. Generally, I find that people feel it more on the left side that it's tighter because they're right side dominant. It's just what I see. So I'm not saying that that's always going to be the same for you, but normally that's what I see a lot of in my clients. So I'm going to take you through 3 progressions, and first one would be your level 1. Level 1 would just be sitting in a chair. So if you're at a desk all day and you do have a tendency to just kind of sit lopsided with yourself, this would be a great one for you. I see it generally with people that are on their left side because they're right side dominant, but it can flip-flop. So what you're going to do is you're just going to cross the leg right at the ankle, and you don't want to round your back. Okay, what we want to do, and you can support the knee if the knee has a little bit of an injury. I have a bit of an injury in my knee, so I do support my knee a little bit more than normal. Straighten your back up, okay? If we could just take a picture of the side, we don't want to be rounded. The worst thing we could do, we want to be here so we can drop that hip into its capsule. We want a posterior capsule of the hip. And if you can go forward, great. If you can't, just keep it right here. That might be enough for you. Just think of your hip kind of going in the socket a little bit and just relax and stretch as much as you can relax. Level 2 would be going down to the floor. A little harder for people with any knee injuries. Would be crossing your back leg right over to the other side. Take a little wider stance with your hands and just leaning off to the side with that hip. That in turn too opens up that capsule of the hip and gives a nice good stretch. And you can do it on both sides, of course. And again, you might feel it a little stronger on one side than the other. Might get a few little cracks too. It's a good thing. All right, level 3. There is something called a pigeon. I prefer to do it this way. I just think it works a little better. I feel like it gets into the hip capsule a little bit better. You want to line yourself up so your knee isn't way over here. We want some 90-degree angles, okay? When you go down, I find it much more comfortable if I can hang onto my foot with my arm because it brings my body down straighter over that knee, and I can get a nice, good open on my hip capsule and stretch in through that backside. So there are your 3 positions. You can go from 1, 2, and then 3. Work on it if you can. Work on your progressions. Try the first one, sitting in a chair, keeping your back nice and flat. It seems to work really, really well. And think about that off and on throughout the day, because if you are sitting a lot, you're going to need to stretch it through those hip capsules. Thank you very much. Have a great day.